day can get lost. It becomes just another day, or another reason for a long weekend. But for those of us who have served, for those of us who have lost friends and brothers and sisters in arms, it's so much more. It's a day etched in blood, forged in sacrifice, hallowed by the memory of heroes. It's a day to walk among the silent roads of white stone in our national cemetery, to read names etched in granite, and to feel the profound absence of those who should be standing here with us today. Today we think of the young men who stormed the beaches of Normandy, not for glory, but to defend the free world. We remember American warriors who fought side by side in the frozen hills of Korea, not for conquest, but for survival of democracy. We honor the young Americans who have fought in the jungle and the rice paddies of Vietnam, not for ideology, but for their comrades. And remember American heroes, male and female, who fell in the deserts of Iraq, the mountains of Afghanistan, not for oil, but for the safety of our nation. The people we honor today were sons and daughters, husbands and wives, fathers and mothers, brothers and sisters. They were ordinary people, called to arms, who did extraordinary things. They left behind families, dreams, and futures, all for something larger than themselves. Grace Mine, close friend, Carl W. Rick. His mission in life was to be the best fighter pilot there ever was. Carl died on his 198th mission over North Vietnam, where his F-105 took a hit from ground fire. Although he had a good shoot, he died on a rescue chopper from injuries received landing on the jagged edge cliffs he was rescued from. He, along with so many, died so that we might live. And that, my friends, is why we must remember. We must remember the true cost of freedom, and that we owe them a debt that we can never repay. We must remember that freedom is not free, and that it was purchased with the blood of our nation's truest patriots. We must remember all of this, and not just today, but every day. It's important that we teach our children their names and their stories, and that we visit their memorials, keep their memories alive. We must continue to support their families and honor their legacy. If we forget, if we stop telling their stories, we dishonor their sacrifice and diminish their courage. If we forget, we risk repeating the mistakes of the past. As veterans and members of VFW, we are committed to ensuring that America never forgets. We are the keepers of the flame and the guardians of their memory. We are here to serve our communities and continue to support our veterans and their families. So on this Memorial Day, I ask you to join us. Please take a moment of silence, say a prayer, visit a cemetery, fly a flag, and most importantly, remember. Remember our nation's heroes and their sacrifice. Remember their legacies and the families they left behind. Let us resolve together to live lives worthy of their sacrifice, to build a nation worthy of their devotion, and to ensure that their memory lives on forever. Thank you. May it be here.
Good morning. Thank you, Commander, and thank thank you all for being here with us this morning. I want to start with something personal. For many years, even before I served on City Council, my team at London Bridge Resort and I have spent the week before Memorial Day visiting our local cemetery and placing flowers and flags on the graves of the veterans here in Lake Havasu City. This year marks our 20th year of that tradition. Over 20 years, you begin to notice things. You notice the names, the dates, how close some of them are. You notice which graves already have flags or flowers and which ones do not. And without anyone saying it out loud, you understand why you are there. It stays with you. Memorial Day has a way of doing that. It changes the feel of things, even before you arrive at a gathering like this morning. At the same time, for many families, this weekend also marks the unofficial start of summer. Schools are letting out, trips are being planned, grills are being fired up. There is nothing wrong with that. Those moments of togetherness matter. What makes this day different is that before all of that, we are asked to pause. For example, earlier today, in traditional fashion, the flag was raised to the top of the pole only for a moment before being lowered to half-staff. If you happen to see it, you know it does not feel like a routine moment. It feels very intentional. We are used to seeing the flag high above us, fully extended and moving freely. That is the image we carry most days. But today, for a while, it sits lower, not out of sight and not put away, just held in a different place. That change matters, not because of where the flag is, but because of what we are asked to hold while it's there. What I described earlier is part of that. Flags placed one by one, wreaths set down carefully, flowers left without expectation. Someone taking a moment to stand there, even if no one else sees it. There is something honest about that. No announcement, no audience, just a simple act that says you are not forgotten. It is also important to say clearly what this day is and what it is not. Later in the year, we will observe Veterans Day to honor all who have served. That day recognizes service across generations. Today is different. Today is for those that did not come home. Today is for the families who still feel that loss. There are people this day is for, real people who left home and never made it back. People who had plans that did not continue. People who are still missed. What the commander touched on earlier is important to remember. The people we honor today were not symbols or characters in a history book. They were sons and daughters, husbands and wives, friends, neighbors, ordinary people who were called to do something extraordinary. After today, the flag will be raised again. When it is, it will not be a reset. It will be a continuation. That idea of carrying something forward feels important right now, especially as we approach the 250th anniversary of our country. As this country moves toward that milestone, part of our responsibility is making sure these stories do not disappear with time. 250 years is a significant milestone, but it does not stand on its own. It rests on people. It rests on decisions made in moments, just like the ones we are remembering today. It rests on individuals who stepped forward without knowing what would come next. Some of them made it home, and some of them did not. And then there's the part that belongs to us, what we do with this awareness. Memorial Day is also a chance to stop and notice what their absence made possible. Here in Lake Havasu City, we continue to look for meaningful ways to honor that sacrifice. One of those is taking shape as we speak at London Bridge Beach that will permanently house a relic given to the Marine Corps League Detachment 757 from the USS Arizona, creating a space for reflection, remembrance, and connection to the generations who served us before. Once we carry it forward is how we show up for those who have served and are still with us. A simple thank you, a moment of recognition, an act of kindness that may seem small, but is never insignificant, not just today, but throughout the year. Because while this day is set aside to honor those who did not come home, it also reminds us that service does not end when the uniform comes off, and gratitude should not be reserved for a single day on the calendar. You can see different answers to that all over this community. In the people who show up to ceremonies like this, in the flags, the wreaths, and flowers that continue to be placed year after year, it does not have to be loud to be real. Before we close, I want to bring us back to the flag. Right now, it's somewhere in the middle of its day, partway through the movement we talked about.
It will rise again, not to move past what we've remembered, but to carry it. And this country moves towards its 250th year that feels like something worth holding on to. Not just where we've been, but where we choose to carry with us. In honor of Memorial Day, and in recognition of those who gave their lives in service to our country, I offer this proclamation. Whereas the United States sets aside this day to honor the men and women who did not return home from service, and whereas their sacrifice continues to shape the country we live in today, and whereas as we approach the 250th anniversary of our nation, we recognize that this moment exists because of the generations who served before us. And whereas Lake Havasu City remains committed to honoring our fallen and supporting those who continue to serve. Now therefore, I, Cal Sheehy, the Mayor of Lake Havasu City, Arizona, do hereby proclaim today, May 25th, 2025, as Memorial Day in Lake Havasu City, Arizona, and I encourage all to take the time to remember. Thank you, God bless our fallen, and may God bless the United States of America.